Hello Bournemouth fans, welcome to this big match preview. Tomorrow, AFC Bournemouth entertain Burnley, the Clarets. It's going to be a huge game. My name's Sam Davis.
I'm Tigz.
And I'm Tom.
This is Back of the Net. If you're brand new to the channel, there are a couple of things you can do. Is that right, Tigz?
Yeah, we'd love it if you liked this video. What else, Tom?
Then I'd probably go, you might as well just move a little bit higher and click the big fat red subscribe button.
So it's a huge game. People are dubbing it the relegation six-pointer already. Let's just take a look at the league table. This is where we're at. Both teams are below that dotted line. It's not particularly pretty. Yesterday you may have seen our opposition preview with Vizer. Check it out, look at the card at the top of the screen, give it a tap, and then you can see his opinions on all things Burnley. Right, should we check out how this fixture went last season? Well, it wasn't a League One, but we did play them in the Cup.
We've arrived, and Lucy's scarf is caught in this bush here. Oh, come on, we've got to get to the game. We've started as we meet to go on. Burnley 1-0. Get it! Ryan Christie with the goal. Defensive calamity from Burnley. He's offside. He's offside. He's got to be off. No, he's got off. It is going to be checked. Went down for a wee, and it's 3-1. 3-1. We are absolutely appalling. Oh! Yeah! We've got one back! Wow. Burnley have scored. Fuck off, that Kenny, I'll get rid of it.
And Tom, it was a bad day. We were in a bad run of form under the tactical genius that is Gary O'Neill, didn't we? And they ran out 4-2 winners at Dean Court, but they were a side that absolutely tore the Championship apart last season. And with us being in the mental lull that we were at that point in time, we always knew it was going to be a difficult game, and it transpired to be the case.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a game that was a team playing a team a league lower and they would be massive favourites. I felt like it was Burnley were just as much favourites as we were, really, because of the momentum they were on. And they made changes as well, to be fair, but they were in a really good place, and we couldn't get the grips with them, and we were quite lucky to, I think it was 4-2 on it in the end. Was that the score? We done all right to get out of it with that, because I remember thinking, they were so comfortable. And Gary obviously didn't do his homework on that one and do his little moving of the... I don't know why he didn't do it for that game. But they were a lot better than us. And I remember it being a real low point. That was the Lloyd Kelly kind of situation, wasn't it? And there was felt a bit of toxicity within the fan base after that game. But ultimately, it didn't matter for our season in the end.
No, it didn't. And with Burnley, many of their fans and most of the media, most pundits, I think, Tom, when we did our league table predictions, we all thought they could hit the ground running in the Premier League. In fact, none of us had them anywhere near the bottom three because they just thought they could carry it on. But just shows that the Premier League is a cruel beast, Tigz, because this season they're struggling, and you just wonder whether that's because Vincent Kompany is almost too stoic. He's sticking to his footballing beliefs, and sometimes you need a little bit of pragmatism, as we found out, and maybe as they found out too. I expect many of them might be calling out for a bit of Sean Dyche.
I don't think they will.
No.
I think they've shaken that fully off now, which is great. I think that season of the Championship really showed that. But their recruitment's been quite interesting. They've not gone out and spent tons and tons, but similarly to us, they've gone quite young.
Yeah.
Whereas sort of other teams have gone a little bit of, you know, when you get that promote, you get those other players in. Like even when we got promoted the first time, we went out and got
Distan,
and you know, you get a few bit, but they haven't so much. So I think that's probably what's kind of slowed their train down. But hey, it's still a long way to go. We're talking about this game like it's the end of the season, aren't we? It feels so big.
It does feel like it. But yeah, I agree with what Tigz said, and they've gone quite young, and I do wonder we'll probably dip into it, but the styles are quite similar in the way they play, and I wonder if that's also the added thing with the age thing, is you need a lot of energy and they want legs, and hence the youthfulness of it. But yeah, Burnley won't change. I don't think they'll change. I think they'll just try and get better at what they're doing. Because even though they've gone the same way, I don't actually think they've been as good off the ball as they were in the Championship. But obviously that's because of the opposition. You're going to get punished more, and they probably weren't getting punished as much in the Championship. But I still think they might be okay regardless, actually. I do think they've got a good coach there and some young players. But yeah, we'll see. I think we probably predicted it, because normally when three teams come up, one starts really well.
Yeah.
We saw Fulham, didn't we, last season? So yeah, and with the other two struggling as well, it's fortunately for us, all three of them have not started great.
Yeah, so it's been a very difficult season. Burnley fans, look, you've probably seen a lot about AFC Bournemouth in the media recently, because of course a lot of pundits were very baffled by Gary O'Neill's departure, then getting our new manager in. But then you could sort of understand it based on the football that we wanted to play. I think I said on the opposition preview yesterday that Gary O'Neill was a manager of the there and then, dealing with that situation, dealing with it very well. But Andoni Iraola, he needs time to bed in, but you probably would have expected more. But it's the future, the sort of the style of the future that we want to implement, and that's what he wants to do. And trying to teach that style to a side that isn't quite coping with it just yet, maybe.
Yeah. That's the gamble, isn't it? Like, is it too much too soon? Should we have gone for another season of pragmatic, stay there kind of football until we've got the squad together? But then you spend another year not getting the style of football that you want. You've got to move towards it. I think the problem is we don't know how long it will take.
No.
The people at the very, very top don't know how long it will take. So how long are they going to give it?
Well, that's it. And do you feel as though this is a crucial fixture for the future of Andoni Iraola? Is it pull the trigger if we lose? What is a draw okay? I mean, these are two teams that both need the points. Yeah. Surely, if we're going to be thriving in this league, we need to be taking points off the teams in and around us. And to have I don't know, would you call it, if we lost the game and it's a poor performance, is that 4 poor performances in a row? Or maybe the Wolves game, you saw a little bit, maybe keep you on side a little bit?
I think if you want to try and think positively, you would say that Arsenal are Arsenal, so we don't want to look too deeply into it. And then you'd go, well, we did have 40 minutes against with 10 men against Wolves, and it was massive individual error at the end. So you'd start going, oh, maybe it's only 2. But yeah, it would be 4 bad performances overall. But I'm convinced that, I mean, the noise will go up if we lost this game, or even if we drew this game, but for sure. But I don't think he'll get sacked.
Right.
I don't think he will. I think people were quite quick to forget that we were bottom of the league in January with Gary O'Neill, and we didn't pull the trigger. You know, everyone said, oh, he's already pulled the trigger on Gary O'Neill. In January, we were bottom of the league, and he could have, and everyone was going, well, O'Neill's going to get sacked, and he never did.
And he took us there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we were never. I think it was Carragher was quite laughable on Monday Night Football. You come in and Bournemouth are virtually doomed, and everyone knew they were going down. Right, we weren't in the relegation zone, and then he had a good run as interim. But when he was permanent manager, he also went 9 games without winning. So yeah, it's context, but I appreciate the noise would go up if we didn't win this game, and Andoni will know that. It will all be, we spoke about it on the second look with Neil, didn't we? It'll all be what's going on behind the scenes. Because if them players and the people that are seeing on the training ground are all going, God's sake, he's clearly a good coach, why aren't we getting the results? We believe in this style, blah, blah, blah. Then they'll give him time. If the players are all going, we can't get the grips with this, it's a nightmare, then they might. But at the moment, I don't think he'll go regardless of the result, because you're bringing in another manager that will still not have a midfield. We'll still have that goalkeeping position. We'll still have to play Liverpool, Man City and Newcastle in the next 3. So, what really is it going to change? We'll see. But hopefully we won't have to think about it too much, because it could be, say kickstart a season, then we got Liverpool, Man City and Newcastle. So it'd be difficult to, but still.
You know what's really stuck with me this week, after we watched the development game at Wimbledon Town, managed to chat to Jimmy Glass, who of course was part of a team in an era where we were, really struggling. Both on and off the pitch, really. But And then I remember the interview that we had with Ted McDougall last season as well, where he said negativity breeds negativity. And that's the one thing that's kind of really sticking with me, because at the moment it does feel quite negative. And as fans, we can really do our bit. I remember seeing all the footage on Wednesday's video with Jimmy of like Wembley, and it almost made me like quite emotional, just thinking like this is when all fans came together. But at the moment we're seeing on social media fans having a go at each other, you know, like I was right and all this kind of stuff that I really don't like to see. People having arguments with each other, but really we just need to come together and make the atmosphere at Dean Court. But it's been probably the worst atmosphere that I've ever experienced over a period of a season. I know it's only 9 games so far, but you know, if you work it out like on average or whatever, it just feels like every home atmosphere has been really, really poor.
It's that feeling of inevitability. That's the problem that sets in. I missed the goal, the first goal from Wolves after the start of the second half last game. And
Wasn't just me.
Yeah, it wasn't just him. And I walked in to the stage, and I don't think I've ever heard it that quiet.
No.
Like there wasn't even a come on lad. You know, there was nothing to. It was that kind of everyone slumped.
Yeah.
So, again, it's happened again, and it's how you break that. But I think it's that kind of chicken and egg thing, isn't it? Is it the fans that lift the players, or is it the players that lift their fans? And I think I saw someone, I don't know, it might have been Keith Brewer on Twitter, talk about, well, it doesn't have to be a goal. Sometimes it can be a tackle, it can be a great pass, it can be anything. But I think it needs a bit of both, doesn't it? Just to get something going.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is a mixture. But yeah, before the game starts, in the day nothing's happened, so we've got to get up for it from the start. It did. I agree. It felt inevitable. They get the goal, so then you're all flat again. Then you get a sending off, and it's so hard then as fans to get it going. But we've got to try and do our bit. I don't mind if on socials there's a bit of kind of to and fro, because you think, get it out on social media. But when you're at the game, you've got 90 minutes to just try and just get something going in there, a bit of atmosphere. And as you say, you just need. We've said this word a lot, but confidence is massive, and there's not only a lack of confidence on the pitch at the moment, it feels like it in the fan base, because it feels like even when we went 1-0 up, I thought, okay, can we get a second? Or is still not confident at any point, and it feels like that a lot. So yeah, I think it's a culmination, but then confidence is just on the floor at the moment.
And I feel as though, I've said this before many times, but I think our playing style is something that needs confidence in order to be successful.
It needs bravery.
Bravery is the word, isn't it?
Yeah,
because you got to get on the ball. You got to be content at making them burst and thinking, oh God, we could get caught here. But I've got to believe in this press that I've got to do. Etc. I mean, it might be a game that suits us, because I think Burnley will be similar and will leave gaps. So I think it could be a game where both teams have just got to cut their errors out, and it'll be who's better at doing that. Because I think both teams will say it's been more off the ball stuff that's the reason why they are where they are. So I mean, we've said a lot about fixtures this season, no disrespect to Burnley, but we couldn't have asked for a better one. They've only won one football match. We can't ask for a better fixture.
Well, that leads me on to taking a look at Burnley's results so far this season. And I remember us doing a show a while back, Tom, just a couple of weeks ago maybe, where we looked at the fixtures and thought, actually, really? They've lost points where they've probably expected to, and then they've gained points where we thought they would. So obviously start of the season, very difficult start, losing 3-0 at home to Manchester City, and then Aston Villa came and trumped them 3-1. They proceeded in the Carabao Cup against Nottingham Forest, losing 5-2 at home to Spurs in that harum-scarum game, drawing in the Premier League at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest as well, losing to Manchester United 1-0 at home. They're still in the Carabao Cup, by the way. They beat Salford City 4-0 at the end of September. And then they lost at Newcastle United as well. But the key win that they've got is at Luton Town. That was that 2-1 away win. After that, 4-1 against Chelsea, rejuvenated Chelsea. So you're sort of thinking, actually, the results are probably... But then the last game they had, 3-0 over Brentford, a side that have been struggling in terms of confidence. Yeah, that's right, their first home win. And, you know, we nearly got a win at Brentford, but for a mistake. But Brentford could have had more. Yeah,
that was the thing. I think it wasn't just a 3-0. It was Brentford missing blooming good chances in that game as well. So that was probably the most alarming one for Burnley, because before you come to that, I thought all of them results are kind of what I expected. And I remember watching the Man United game, and they were unlucky, Burnley. They played some really good stuff, so they were unlucky. So it was a good goal. I think it was Fernandez volley. But yeah, so apart from that one, it doesn't feel, and a good point at Forest as well.
Yeah,
so they've had a tough start of the season. So yeah, and the game that they would have thought, a bit like this one, right, we've got to try and win that, was Luton, and they did. So yeah, you say that, and it makes it sound like, okay, maybe they've just had really, really tough games. The alarming thing for them maybe is in them tough games, they have got battered. Yeah. They've conceded some goals. Yeah. They've conceded more than us, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which is, feels like we've conceded a few. So yeah, but the fixtures, probably, there is a lot of similarity, isn't there? We said about the style of play, but also with tough fixtures. And you think Bournemouth and Burnley haven't started the season well, and then you look at the fixtures and go, well, they have had tough starts. There's a lot of parallels here, mate.
It's so funny, Tigz, because I said to Vizzy yesterday, I said, I mean, maybe you can take Sheffield United out of this statement, but for maybe some blades are saying this, Cherries fans are saying it, Clarets, Hatters, they're all probably saying there are 3 teams worse than us this season. We can be all right.
Yeah.
But it's clear. I mean, maybe Everton could be in that mix as well. I don't know. It depends. I think Sean Dyche will probably do all right.
Give them minus 12 and do us a favour, will you?
Yeah. But they're probably all saying the same thing, and it seems like this season could be one of the lowest points tallies.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a league and it's not a cup, so like individual games, it's tricky when you're on a bad run of form. If you've got tricky games followed by an easy one followed by tricky games, then you're really going to find it difficult to get yourself up for that game in the middle and be able to suddenly be able to turn it on and perform. And I think that's the tricky. That's what's going to be kind of defining about the teams who finish in the bottom 3 this season, is how they kind of deal with those kind of extended periods of teams where they can't get a win. They haven't got a hope. It's whether you can pick up something there. We don't show many signs of being able to pick up anything at those kind of games either at the moment.
Not at the moment. Oh, I don't know.
Can you remember, Tom, our last win against Burnley, either home or away, in all competitions?
In all competitions, cup game.
All right,
Woodgate?
Yeah.
It was a Woodgate, 2-0?
Yeah, 2-0. Okay, what about in the league?
In the league. Was it the last game of the season at their place? Was that
Very well done.
That was 1-0 down, Josh King, and then Defoe squared it to Callum Wilson at the end.
Very good.
Wow.
Very
I saw you at that game, didn't I? That was quite a nice day, wasn't it? We were watching the cricket beforehand in the cricket club. I remember that one. But yeah, it feels like we've had a few nice ones, but it feels like we've had some horrible games against Burnley as well. I've been up there. I think we lost 4-0. I remember you being up there. Remember the one with was it the VAR load of nonsense?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Well, we could have been level and we ended up 2-0 down or whatever. So yeah, we've had some difficult ones with them. They've got Jay Rodriguez back, and I remember him scoring a winner at our place, ex-Southampton as well. So yeah, be a tricky one. But we've always had that thing with Eddie Howe going back there, haven't we? As well.
And even before that, with the players that they have from us years, under the O'Driscoll. That's why O'Driscoll left, wasn't it? Because he lost that whole team.
Was it Cotterill? I think Cotterill
took him.
Spicer.
Gareth
O'Connor.
Wade Elliott.
Took them all.
They took them all. And then we had Gareth O'Connor back, and he wasn't. I don't know what they did to him. What did he do to him? He wasn't as good when he came back.
I remember that game where with we scored a goal to equalise, and then they went up the other end and scored. But then it was a penalty or something like that. I can't quite remember.
We scored to equalise. They disallowed our goal because we'd given a handball. So from being 1-1, they had a penalty to make it 2-0.
No, that's right. Yeah,
it was mental.
And you know what? I remember their fans singing Eddie Howe. Thank he went back.
Yeah.
So, but those are the days of.
How's Eddie doing now? By the way,
I think he's doing all right. But those are the days of anti-football, Brexit FC, Twitter bingo. This is proper Dyche ball. They'll know what that's all about. But of course, the Claret's Twitter bingo is no more because they are playing a good style of football. But is it a style of football that we can maybe get at? Maybe. Surely we can.
Yes.
Because
they'll be thinking the same. But
they'll be thinking the same.
But yeah, it should be one of them games where you're going, okay, so we're not playing against both sides will be saying this. We're not playing against an elite team that are going to be better in most areas. We're not playing against a team that are going to really make it difficult to break down.
Yeah.
Not playing a team that are going to go for us and just kill us. It's going to be a game where both teams are lacking confidence, but are told they've got to try and play.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, real cat and mouse. So, it should be an interesting one. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be that bravery. Which team's going to go, you know what? I fancy us today. We can get on the ball, do bits. So... Because it wouldn't shock me if they have 60% of the ball, but it wouldn't shock me if we did. No. I really don't know what's going to happen there. And we always say it, but that first goal going to lift the confidence of the team, so let's see what happens in that sense.
That phrase, organised chaos, that came out of when we appointed... I think this is the game where you might see it, just chaos, because I think nobody really knows. It's going to be like cutting through butter for both teams, maybe. You just don't know. It could be back, forth.
It's funny, when you look at these sort of charts that people put on social media about the big spenders, I always see Bournemouth, but I didn't realise Burnley have actually spent a fair bit, haven't they?
I mean, I know they got, like Tigz alluded to earlier, I know they bought in quite a lot of younger players, but I don't know all the fees on them. But they have bought in some good young players like Koleosho and stuff, but I don't, probably not privy to know the actual fees, so you're going to tell me, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have spent a fair bit. This is the summer transfer window, these are the players in. I mean, Amundi as well, he plays like centre forward, but like number 10 role, doesn't he? I think brilliant player. James Trafford, obviously.
Oh, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, likely to be a goal. Aaron Ramsey. You see Sander Berg, which was at the time Sheffield United fans were like, why are you? But they're both in the relegation zone.
I know, mad. But that was a good signing, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. But also some players did leave as well. Ashley Barnes, who's Ashley Barnes has been at Burnley forever. He must be about 50 years old, surely, because he's been associated with Burnley for a long time. Me too.
He was a nightmare, wasn't he?
Playing the play against.
Yeah.
Weghorst as well went to the Bundesliga, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really intrigued. But team news, they have got a couple of players out by the sounds of it.
Yes, I know. Well, obviously against Brentford, Connor Roberts, the right-sided fullback, got sent off. So that's big for us, because he's not like a star name or anything, but he's one of their more experienced players at right back. Like we mentioned, they've got a lot of youngsters, so that could help us that he's out. Who else are they without? I think Aaron Ramsey is back now. I know he had a bit of an injury, but he's coming back.
They got 5 players out on the injury front as well, so you can see all of the team news. Do you want it now? There it is. Burnley as well, there, just for you. But Andoni Iraola had his presser this afternoon, well, lunchtime-ish, and those are all the stories that are coming out, including who's available, who's not. And Tom, it'll be interesting to see who you pick in your team later on today. We will be asking for some predictions later on. I don't know why, but I will be going positive once again.
You've got to.
If you had to pick a player that for them that we should be looking out for, one that you might maybe want to pop in your FPL team, who would you be picking?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I think I've still got Andoni actually from. I got him in a while ago. He's quite cheap, but I'm going to go that Koleosho just because if he does play down that kind of left-hand side against Max Aarons, I think
that's going to be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah. He's really tricky, and he missed a really big chance against Brentford. To be fair to him, but I've seen him a few times.
How did he not score that?
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't score that, but he's one of them players that's clearly a young player that just wants to take people on, and he could cause us problems down that side. And yeah, it might be a test for Max, because we had like last week and a few times where it's been the other side where Milos have to be a bit careful. Obviously Neto for Wolves, so this time it might come on the other flank. They got good players over the pitch. I think Lyle Foster's still a decent centre forward for him as well. But yeah, I'll probably go Koleosho.
There are 2 players in particular that you wouldn't want to have scoring against us in particular, right?
Jay Rodriguez, Nathan Redmond. I mean, I don't think either will start.
I mean, Rodriguez always scores against Bournemouth. Always.
And if Redmond. So even if we are winning, I know I'm going to look over the sideline and see 2 ex-Southampton players coming on, and it's going to scare me. But yeah, that's going to have a bit of a. But I always like that might get the crowd going. You could just chant scummer at someone. That's always good, isn't it? But they have still got some good players, mate. So I think there's a lot of areas where they're a little bit probably like ourselves. Got a few unknown quantities with that youthfulness they've got. So yeah, but Koleosho for me, if I had to say one to watch.
All right, Tom. Tom, do you have you got your phone on you?
Yeah.
Do you want to do a bit of Wordle for a bit? Because I'm just going to have a conversation with Tigz.
Oh yeah, go on.
Do you want to know who the referee is? Because Tom's never interested. Go on.
Yeah, go on then. Who's the referee?
It's Sam Barrett. Yeah? Do you know who that is? Do you ever heard of him?
No.
I said Barrett, not Parrot. You looked as though you were looking up there for a parrot. It's his first game refereeing for, with AFC Bournemouth. He was a referee in the National League, and he's been one of these refs that's been fast-tracked to the Premier League.
Oh, it's going to be amazing then.
Well, we hope so. Right, should we do teams?
Go on then.
Right then, here we go. Let's go through the team news, and let's start with AFC Bournemouth. And Tom, you're going for 4-2-3-1 by the sounds of it.
I am, yes. I think I'll stick with that. So do you want me to start and goal?
Yeah.
Radu.
Whoa.
I've tried to. I mean, he might not obviously.
Hang on. So is this a team that?
No, a predicted team. Yeah.
Not one you're trying to manifest.
No, I mean a little bit. But yeah, I was thinking back, and I was going. We go all the way back to say first, in the Championship. I remember Lee Camp. We had Lee Camp a goal. We were quite happy, and Eddie brought in Boric. I went, no, he's a better goalkeeper. We've had it with obviously Gary O'Neill last season. Done exactly the same thing. Brought in Neto as soon as he come in instead of Travers. Even though, yeah, we lost 9-0, but no one was really overly critical on Travers at that time. And I remember Eddie doing it when we had experienced goalkeepers like Begovic and Boric. Ramsdale had come back from AFC Wimbledon alone, and he went, no, he's our best goalkeeper. So, yeah, it just could be a moment that I think Iraola thinks I'm going to stamp my authority a little bit and go, Neto, you've been letting us down too much. Radu, you got your opportunity. If he doesn't do that, then it will just mean that Radu, in training and stuff, is showing that he's not as good a goalkeeper, and he doesn't feel like he can rely on him either. There's a case for Randolph, just don't think he's played enough football. He has got over 400, I think, appearances in England and Premier League, some Premier League ones as well. Just don't think he's probably played enough in the last few years. But having said that, we've got a cup game in the week, so we could play Radu in this one, play Randolph on Wednesday. Then you go to City, which you're going to lose anyway. You go, right, who's the best of the three? I don't know. I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to think Neto's let us down too much.
I alluded to the atmosphere earlier at Dean Court being pretty bad. And we've been talking about player chants, and we need to get more player chants. So Tom, on like Google Drive yesterday, I was just writing out this chant for Radu.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And just bear with me on this one because this took me a while, and I know these get memed up and ridiculed and stuff, and I don't want that for this. So here it goes. Radu, 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 Radu. I'm telling you, mate, it's going to be a winner.
I like that. Well, I've always thought that. I thought, we've had Neto, we've had Rocky, and I thought you just need to chant their name a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's a good thing. If you get outside the box, Sam.
Do you know what I like as well? The pointing.
Pointing was good.
The pointing made a difference for me.
I do that every time. When you chant Neto, I always do that as well.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he knows his own name. I don't know what it's happening.
I don't know if I even trust him for that at the moment. I'll go into the back four.
Yes.
Aaron's right back.
Yeah.
I think we'll stick with Zabani and Kelly.
Okay.
And then Milos Kerkez as the left back. Then we're into the territory, aren't we now, without Lewis Cook? What are we going to do in that midfield? I think there's a lot of calls for maybe Senesi trying in there and stuff. I think that he's going to play Rothwell.
Yeah.
So I think it'll almost be double pivot because I think it will be Rothwell with Alex Scott.
Okay.
And then it allows Billing to play a little bit further on. I was saying to Tiggs off air that the one no one spoke about, probably because it's a little bit too offensive, is you could have Scott and Billing as a double pivot and play Christie.
Yeah.
But I don't think he will. I think Rothwell will just come in for Lewis.
Could you not have Rothwell and Billing as a double pivot?
You could do, but I think Scott's a little bit more of an 8. And
dynamic.
And we saw with the goal we scored against Wolves, our best moment was because Billing was up there, getting involved and got the assist. So he's got to stay in there for me. Wide areas, I think Tavernier's got to play, but I don't like him on the left.
Right.
I didn't think it worked with Kerkez, having 2 left footers there, so I want to whack him back over to the right. It's not Brooks' fault, but I'm going to put Travers over on the right, and I'm going to bring in Semenyo, just because I think he's got a goal threat. And I like the fact that having him on that side and Tavernier on the other side, it allowed the fullbacks to bomb on. And I just think we're lacking, apart from Dom, and I just think Semenyo does give you a goal threat. We've seen it already. And unsurprisingly, Dom Solanke leading the line.
There we go.
Oh, I don't know who the captain's going to be, by the way.
Surely Kelly?
I think it'll probably be Kelly.
Kelly.
There's maybe Solanke.
Maybe Dom, yeah.
But I think it'll probably be Kelly if I did that team,
Yeah, okay. Maybe Phil Bill. Oh, who knows? Anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's do Burnley then. And Burnley play in a similar formation, don't they? 4-2-3-1. Here we go. Go on then. Fill these colours then, mate. Who's going in goal?
James Trafford in goal. They went the opposite route. They've got a real young goalkeeper who's unbelievable for the England under-21s. He'll be in goal. Interesting to see what he's like actually in the flesh. Right back, we said they got that suspension to Robert, so I think they'll bring it. I mean, you'll have to help me with the names. Delcroix.
Yeah.
No, I don't really know much about because Colin Roberts, as I say, is a mainstay for them, but he'll probably have to come in. Then I think they'll go Al Dakil, who's been pretty good for them with O'Shea, centre half, and then they'll stick with them two in there. I would have thought. And then who's the left back? What's his name? I forgot his name. He always plays. Taylor. He's Leeds, by the way. He played for Leeds, so we'll have to give him a bit of a shout. But he'll be in there. I think they'll go Sanderberg in there with Cullen. Brownhill could come in, but I think they'll probably go with them two because it allows them to play Andoni in that kind of 10 role in the Billing role for Bournemouth fans. And then on the wings, I've quite liked little things I've seen of Brun Larson. I think he might start. Koleosho, as I mentioned, on the left-hand side with Lyle Foster up front. So no ex-gummers in there. But I think that's how they'll go. Maybe Brownhill, but no, I think that's how they'll line up for this one.
Foster's been in the goals as well this season.
Yeah, Foster's a threat. He's the one they want to get the goals for sure. But Amdouni's a clever little player behind him as well. So interesting.
Going to be interesting. How do you think it's going to go? Are you going to make your prediction? Please do. See, there's a little line below this video. Tip, tap, 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 tap. Just put in your predicted scores. And we would love to be seeing some positivity because we need to be positive. The main thing is, though, just get behind the lads tomorrow. Get behind the lads. Right, if you put your prediction in now, good. Right, Tigz.
Well, I think this game has all the potential to be an absolute cracker. I think there could be a massive amount of goals. I really do. I think we could really open. And with that, I'm going to go for a 1-0 Bournemouth win.
I thought that might be where you're going.
Yeah.
Bob Slanky, by any chance?
Yeah.
I'll stick with 3-2 Bournemouth. 3-2 Bournemouth, and I think it'll be quite open. I think it could be a few early goals. I think teams will keep trying to play that way. So it could go either way. Like you say, if two nervy teams, it could be a 1-0 either way. That wouldn't surprise me. I'm just going to say that both defences are probably going to get caught a little bit. So I'll go 3-2 Bournemouth.
Not that Tom's dragging out his birthday that much, but he's just going to go 3-2 for as long as possible. Right?
Yeah, first game as a 32-year-old, so that's what I'm going with. I'll go 3-2. It'd just be something like the whole narrative will change. Sinisterra will come off the bench, get the winner or something stupid, and we'll think he's brilliant. So I'll go 3-2. What about you?
2-1.
Bournemouth, yeah.
I think so.
It better be
2-1 to Bournemouth. That's what I'm going for. Hoping that it comes through. I think it's going to be quite tight actually. I think both teams might cancel each other out a fair bit. I'm really interested to see how it pans out. Just want to see a return of the good things we saw from the first 6 games. So
Interested to know from you two, and let us know in the chat. Who do you think and who do you want to be in goal? 2 questions in one there. Just because I've made the little shout on Radu. Do you still think he'll probably go Neto?
I want Neto to be in goal, but I want him to do well.
Yeah, of course.
But will he do well? I don't know. Radu, why not? Just to be different.
I think if Neto is who he thinks is our best goalkeeper, then I think he will play who he thinks is our best goalkeeper, regardless of form. But then on the other hand, he switches out players all the time, doesn't he? In other positions, like the wingers, we change week from week. So what I will say for Radu is if we've ended up sending Travers out on loan and getting Radu in, then we must have thought that Radu would be better than Travers.
Yeah, true.
You've got to think that.
And a lot of people on, I feel like I'm giving you like a little news reporter, but a lot of people on social media have been saying about Travers, the recall, blah, blah. It is officially that, yes, we can recall him back in January, but Stoke have to agree.
Right.
Oh.
So Stoke can go no. So you have to get an agreement with both teams to discuss it in January, and then if we want to recall him, it's up to Travers and Stoke. So there's still a major factor that we might not ever get him back anyway. So.
Interesting. Tom, you've given them a little clue already, but we're going to post this little clip on social media. We're talking about goalkeepers.
Yeah.
The amount of goalies that played in midweek. We'll pose the question. We'll answer them on this video so people on social media can get an answer straight away. But the question is...
Yeah, so there were 8 goalkeepers, Tuesday and Wednesday this is only. Tuesday and Wednesday in the week. There were 8 goalkeepers in the squads of teams in either Europe, so Champions League, because they were the Tuesday and Wednesday, or Championship, League 1, League 2, don't go any lower than that. There were 8 goalkeepers in the squad.
So
I'll say how many started, shall I? That's fair. Starters, there in total 6. 6 started and 2 were subs. Champions League, Championship and League 1. They won it in League 2. I won't let you look for it all. So, do you want to narrow it down?
Well, can I just... I think 2 in the Champions League.
Okay.
And then the rest in the Football League, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, I know the Champions League ones.
Yeah.
Do you want to name them?
You want me to name them now? So, the starter in the Champions League was Nyland.
Yeah.
The sub in the Champions League was Aaron Ramsdale.
Got you. Okay, so Football League, Tigz, any ideas?
Begovic.
Yeah. Oh, yes, good one.
Begovic, starter in the Championship. Who's the backup for his team, by the way, at QPR? Jordan Archer.
Oh my God. What are you for? Like Betway Cup champion?
Betway Cup champion, Jordan Archer. So he was the sub in the Championship. There was 1 starter in League 1, which is David Button for Reading.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
3 more starters in the Championship.
Well, one of them's obvious.
Is it?
Is it?
Well, yeah.
We just mentioned them, yeah. Not Travers.
Oh, Travers, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, the other 2 are probably a bit more difficult. One is the starter for Preston and one is the starter for Hull.
No idea.
Preston, Freddie Woodman.
Freddie Woodman?
Yeah.
Did he even play? He had one game with us.
Cup.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one.
Yeah, what happened?
We lost to Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
And Hull, I didn't actually realise he'd gone there because we've had him. You'll get it after this. So I remember us playing against him when he was in goal for Wickham and when he's been in goal for Derby as well. And now he's at Hull as a goalkeeper. We had him League 1, bit of champ.
No idea.
Rocky.
Oh, Ryan Allsop.
So yeah, I think it was because I watched the Villa Arsenal game and realised the keepers. I started looking into it. So yeah, there's a lot of goalkeepers there.
Did you get that right? Did you? Honestly, no.
Fair play if you got Jordan Archer, by the way.
Well, big game, big game. Look, if you're brand new to the channel and you want more content on your club, assuming you're a Burnley fan, look, there are going to be some fan cams after full time with this beautiful gentleman here. He's going to be hopefully chat to you guys as well, but that's going to be uploaded just after full time. We've also, on the following day, got a match day vlog, a second look coming on the Monday as well, plus a Premier League show where we will chat about the weekend's games. We need a confidence boost.
Oh, come on.
We need a win.
Massively.
How quickly could it turn? We beat Burnley, we could be at the relegation, we'll go above Burnley for a start, and then a few days later, beat Liverpool in the Cup, and we're going to Wembley. It's all fine, don't worry about it. 3-2, we'll be fine.
It's been a pleasure. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you at Dean Court. Up those cherries.
Come on. Oh, I hate talking about nervous.
I'd love it if Radu got a goal.